other than IDBI Bank, we propose to take up the 2 public sector banks and 1 general insurance company in the year 21-22.
I called her Superwoman on budget day when she ignited the markets with her no tax budget. A few days have passed now. I've sort of slept over the budget's math and promises. So here's a more reasoned assessment. If you look at just the budget numbers, they are unremarkable. That's also quite understandable. After all, despite all exertions, the economy next year, that's financial year 21-22, will simply be equal to the size it was in the previous year, that's financial year 19-20. With the current year's, a plunge and then the V-shaped recovery, creating a sort of a turbulent link between those 2 years. Now, Keynesians are commending the sharp uptick in the fiscal deficit to 9.5% for the current year. But you know what? Nearly 2 percentage points of this increase has come from the government recognizing prior period expenses, and that's essentially the food subsidy parked with the Food Corporation of India and unpaid bills of fertilizer companies. Now, while such transparency is most welcome, it should also temper the, we have spent assertion of the government. The other issue is that defense spending, has it gotten a short shrift? Remember, capital expenditure on defense items was pulled up by nearly a fifth, nearly 20% in the current year, from about 1.15 lakh crores to 1.37 lakh crores. So yes, it's flat, but still much higher than estimated for the current year. The outlay for health and family welfare has actually shrunk, but there is a one-time provision of 35,000 crores for the COVID-19 vaccination effort. Of course, the sort of compensatory axe has fallen on education and Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, both of which have actually seen lower allocations. But you really can't win them all, can you? There is a very inexplicable timidity around disinvestment proceeds. I mean, just the IPO of the Life Insurance Corporation and the sale of BPCL, just these two should fetch the government the 1.75 lakh crores that it has budgeted for itself. But then, what about Air India? What about Concor? What about Shipping Corporation, Pavan, BEML? Why is the government not confident about pushing these ones through? Now let's jump from the math to a couple of the, if I was to use a colloquial phrase, boo-boos. The creation of a new development finance institution is actually a leap back to the bad old days of directed state lending, state vitiated lending, the phone call banking that everyone's criticized. How can we forget that awful IDBI train wreck, or of course that even worse IFCI scandal? Similarly, why spend sort of precious time and resources in creating one more bad bank when there is a rapidly maturing ecosystem of professional, privately run ARC AMCs? Now that's an asset reconstruction company controlled by an asset management company called an ARC AMC structure. They could easily handle the volume of all the new work. The government should, only strengthen the regulatory architecture of an emerging industry instead of sort of jumping itself into the fire. All right, that's enough. Lest we forget, Budget 2021 is exciting, period. Its intentions are bold and it gives a thumbs up to the power of free markets to create wealth, by privatizing at least 2 public sector banks and 1 general insurance company. It's talking about listing LIC and selling IDBI Bank, BPCL, Air India, BEML, Concor, Pavan, etc. Monetizing, existing roads, railways, oil and gas pipelines via investment trusts, allowing these trusts to raise money by issuing zero coupon bonds and picking up money from foreign portfolio investors. Giving them relief on withholding taxes and giving them treaty tax rates. It's talking about selling old airports and surplus land via special purpose vehicles, SPVs. It's talking about investing 1,18,000 crores, 1.18 lakh crores in building new highways. It's putting 1.1 lakh crores, 1,10,000 crores in new railway assets. It's talking about investing. It's talking about growing. So finally, what is that one big risk? There's one big risk. In all the excitement, there's one big risk, and that's the ability of our state to execute this ambitious agenda. Therefore, I recommend that the government should now induct exceptional talent from everywhere, from markets, from corporations, from universities, so that we can get the job done. Otherwise, I'm afraid it could be one more exciting moment, very exciting moment, but that could get lost in the dreary desert sand of dead habit. और अगर यही विचार जो मैंने अभी आपके सामने रखे अंग्रेजी में आप हिंदी में सुनना चाहते हैं तो आप हमारी हिंदी क्विंट की यूट्यूब चैनल पे जाइए और यही वीडियो आपको हिंदी में भी मिलेगा. एंड ऑफ कोर्स यू मस्ट नॉट फॉरगेट टू लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू आवर यूट्यूब चैनल राइट नाउ.